Sooner fans, you really need to go check out our podcast partners. First off, teambarfinder.com. Download their app on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Find out where you can watch your Sooners locally at your local pub. Also, go check out tailgateconnect.com for the best tailgates across the country. And go learn football from Jason Young, JY, and the Trench Warfare Report. www.trenchwarfarereport.com. Let's get this going. Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry and Caleb here. Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
And we are coming at you from the newly renovated, newly set up, reorganized Podcast Palace in beautiful Norman, Oklahoma, where we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma, but we do have eligibility left. And I'm sure you can notice there is one voice missing. Rob is on the sidelines today. I'll let Rob kind of go into that with everybody, but he has been at the working the monster truck show, or are those called shows, Caleb?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, I think they're monster truck shows.
Yeah, the monster truck show at the Chesapeake Energy Arena here in Norman, Oklahoma City, and just been tied up there, and we needed to get started. He told us to move on without him, but he will be on the next episode. So make sure and tune in for that. Speaking of which, Caleb, do you know what episode number this is?
I saw it earlier. I can let you say it since you tweeted it out earlier.
Yeah, episode number 191. Make sure and subscribe and go back and listen to all 191 episodes, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to log into my Twitter account here. Say something, Caleb. Well, here, I'll let it kick off. Okay, let's go ahead and kick it off, and we'll jump into to a little bit of the Twitter stuff. Or big news across the world of sports, and I'm going to let Caleb talk about it. His idol, his favorite athlete, Kobe Bryant, as we all know, 3 weeks ago passed away tragically in a terrible helicopter crash. Him and his oldest daughter, wasn't it?
Middle
daughter,
yeah.
Passed away, and I'll just let Caleb kind of talk about Kobe and his influence on him and his high-scoring basketball career.
Yeah. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a diehard Laker fan. I know it makes some people around here mad, but I mean, it's just I've been a Laker fan pretty much my whole life, and like I've been with them through the bad and good and bad, and Kobe is the guy that pretty much all my best sports memories come from him because he's won the most, whether as me as an adult or young adult watching sports. And so Kobe's the guy that I always loved and watched. And like when he passed, like I saw it, I didn't believe it at first. I was hoping it was a mistake, and then slowly but surely it became more and more true. And it's just something that still, like we're watching an All-Star game right now, it's still weird. It's still like hard to believe. I guess crazy stat is like out of all the MVPs in the NBA, there's only been 3 that's died. And it's Moses Malone, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kobe. And
that's weird.
Yeah, that's it. Out of all the MVPs, it's ever won MVP. That's it. And so it's just weird for someone like him to die, especially the way he died. It could have been avoided. Like more and more came out, so that the helicopter didn't have any damage at all. It's just the fog. It's ran the mountain. But yeah, he's a guy that I pretty much like my dad said, he's the guy. He's my favorite player of all time, and like I don't know, like it was rough. It was rough. Like I was pretty upset. I'm still upset about it, but I mean, it was a rough go for a little bit. But it's kind of cool watching him like, get all the tributes he got and everything, and even people who hated Kobe are still like, no one wants that to happen, and so especially with his daughter and everything, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a sports figure I don't think that we can relate to like that died not in his prime of life, but not in his prime.
Like people compare it to like Muhammad Ali is one of them. Who's the other guy that died after the young guy that died? Was it baseball player that died.
Yeah, the closest I could think of when you and I were talking about it was Thurman Munson died in an airplane crash when he was young. He was still playing, but I don't think somebody with the greatness, the career that in any sport has passed away that soon after his career, and when he was still in the prime of his life doing a lot of different things for the community.
Studio was taken off. You can see him with his daughters. That's what's crazy, because everyone had said like all the things that he pushed away when he was playing to become great, he kind of embraced it after his career. You can see it, especially like with the daughter died with them, Gigi. Like they're at games all the time, and like he was pretty much like molding her to be the next one. Everyone that knew her was like she was legit that good, and so it was. Yeah, I mean it's like I guess the biggest comparison I heard, like it's not sportsly, I guess, is Diana. That's the one that I heard that's kind of like the closest to it, and so it's just. I just remember that day being dazed. Like that was just a weird, sad day. Like it's just, and so it was rough. Like I said, I got a lot of Kobe stuff that I haven't worn in a little bit. One, because I was too big to wear it, because that pretty much didn't buy anything here recently, but I've been wearing it more recently. So yeah, I mean, like I said, if anyone knew me, they know how big a fan I am of them. So it's just still weird, still to this day, still.
Yeah, Caleb still. When he throws anything towards a trash can, he always has yelled Kobe.
I think everyone does that too.
I don't.
Most people do that.
But then again, I'm not a big, basketball fan. So, but anyway, back on to, this is our, coming on to our third year, actually. 1, 2, third year. Man, we've been at it 2 years, so we're coming up on our third year. Second year anniversary. We're coming up on our third year. We want to thank everybody out there who's listening. Make sure that you follow the podcast on Twitter. We have over 6,000 Twitter followers, over 4,000 Facebook page likes. We have over 2,000 people on our group and in Facebook, 685 YouTube subscribers, 45,821 YouTube video views, and 161,896 podcast downloads. We're worldwide.
That sounds good.
And this is episode number 191. You'll hear us talk more about the episode numbers because we are working on some sponsorship. We already have some partnerships, but we're working on some sponsorship. So if you know anybody that wants to sponsor a podcast, let us know. But we are working on some things like that, just some notes out there for you. What else? Man, there's been a lot going on. We have been off since
December.
Since the debacle that was the Peach Bowl.
Yep.
And congratulations to the LSU Tigers for winning the national title. Were you surprised at that at all, Caleb?
I mean, a little bit. Like, I wasn't too crazy surprised. It's just like I didn't want to believe that offense was that good. And then when they did Clemson as well, I was like, okay, this offense is legit. One of the best offenses ever. Like,
well,
it's just,
that the team was legit. I mean, and that's one of the things that in a very soon upcoming podcast, we'll just kind of touch on it, is the rise of LSU and the rise of Clemson and the rise of Oklahoma and what is holding Oklahoma back. That's going to be a good podcast, I think. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about come also on the podcast is coming up in the next month. We're working on some of your favorite media folks from around Oklahoma and YouTube, not YouTube, Twitter, and some other podcasts. And we are going to get back to the fans. Probably will be mid-March to April, somewhere in there. So we just got a lot of things that we've been working on over the last month that we've been out. So let's kick this off, Caleb, talking about the Big 12 conference horribly sucking results in the bowl games. The Big 12 went 2, 4, 6, and 1. With the only
1 and 6.
Yeah, 1-6. Yeah, 1-6. My bad. 1-6 with the only win coming in Texas's favorite bowl, the Alamo Bowl, as they beat Utah 38-10. That shocked me a little bit. Apparently, Texas can play in bowl games, but they can't play anywhere else.
Tom Herman is underdog. He's like almost unbeaten, pretty much.
Yeah. We all know about the Peach Bowl debacle. Oklahoma loses that. Worst bowl loss in school history. Mm-hmm. Maybe even worst loss, I think. So, the Texas Bowl, Oklahoma State loses to A&M. They should have won that game.
I heard they should have won. I think Kansas State should have won their game too.
Yeah, Texas. A&M won 24-21. The Camping World Bowl, Iowa State just gets frog stomped by Notre Dame 33-9. That shocked me. I thought Iowa State would beat them. The Liberty Bowl, how does Kansas State lose to Navy?
They should have won. I was watching that game. They should have won, but they gave up a big play at the end, pretty much. It's I think Kansas State was up and Navy did a trick play. They did a running back pass to win the game.
So they went Boise State on them.
It was a trick play at the very end of the game, because the Kansas State took the lead and they were just trying to hold them, and Navy was going up to the field slowly but surely, and all of a sudden they did a toss, running back pass. Guy was wide open. And that was pretty much ball game. We were undefeated in the bowls, and no one cared. And also, it's just isn't. I don't think it matters that much.
Well, I mean, I was shocked that the Big 12 had such a bad showing. The Sugar Bowl, LSU. Baylor loses to Georgia 26-14, and I watched that game. It wasn't that close. No. That was pretty much a beat down from the get go. It didn't even seem like Baylor came to play, but.
We're underdog. Big 12 is underdog in every game. So that one Big 12 team was favored in any game. So,
yeah. And I'm kind of like you. I mean, really, one thing, and I'll talk about with the bowls, is I really think that the playoffs have hurt the bowl system, which is not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
I have kind of grown out of the bowl system. I think the playoffs should be expanded a little bit more to include some more bowls. That's just me. That's something that we'll be talking about a lot. But nobody really, if you're not in, they try to play up the New Year's Six bowls and all that stuff. Nobody really cares.
Rose Bowl is the only one they care about.
Yeah.
But Rose Bowl next year, I think the playoffs back in the Rose Bowl again, so.
Yeah, I mean it's, and then you get into things like you look at the crowds at the bowls. There's hardly anybody there.
They're expensive.
Yeah, I mean it's gotten, and even with the playoffs going to bowl games, it's expensive. I mean it's a stretch for people to be able to jump out there and spend, a couple of $1,000s going to the bowl game, the semifinal game, and then turning around and spending a couple of $1,000 or a couple of $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000, hell, $2,000 or $3,000 just to get in the game, meaning to the national championship. But it's kind of killed it. There's no luster going with the bowls anymore.
Yeah, it's just, it's cool for the players to get some stuff, but besides that, though, that's pretty much it. The fans, certain schools they like it because they don't go to the bowls that often. So it's good for those fan bases. But for a place like Oklahoma, if you don't make the playoffs, it's not really That's pretty much it. It's playoff for bust.
Well, and I'm not saying do away with the bowls, but expand it to where there's more teams that are in the playoffs. Keep the bowl games. Make them reasonably affordable for fans to, if you don't make the expanded 8 or 12 or 16 team playoff, that you got another extra game to go to, and keep it, but expand.
Right.
Anything? What else about the Big 12, Caleb?
Nothing about last year. I guess the only thing interests me now is next year. We actually have a somewhat of a threat next year, I guess. I don't know, but we actually have a team that actually can probably score with us coming in next year.
Who's that?
The Cowboys.
Oh.
We have arguably the best running back, probably the best running back country, arguably the best receiver, and then a young, talented quarterback. who both names are Spencer, so we battle Spencers next year.
Yeah. Well, we'll need to talk about that Battle of Spencers. One other thing in the Big 12, though, Matt Rhule leaves Baylor for the Carolina Panthers head coaching job. That shocked me.
Yeah.
But I think he had some pro experience.
Yeah, he did.
So.
He wanted the Giants, but the Baylor offered more money. He was like, all right. And then well, I think the guy could hire though. The guy replaced him. So
did you hear how much he was making at Baylor?
Ooh, Rhule?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, like $9 million because they don't have to. They're a private school. They don't have to disclose their salaries.
Yeah. And also the buyout for it was crazy too. So I mean,
that's ridiculous.
I mean, that's why people don't mind that Baylor job. I mean, they kind of had to. I mean, he got 2 raises. I mean, he took them from 111 to 11-1.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, he's a good guy. Did a good job. I still don't like Baylor, but they went out and hired LSU's defensive coordinator, Dave Aranda. Looks like that's going to be a good hire. Obviously, he knows what he's doing.
Also, like LSU's whole coaching staff's like gone
from
last year. Like Brady's gone, which is good for us because everyone that pretty much are our targets now, they were like a big threat there. But now with Brady gone, that kind of changes everything.
And that's the only coaching change that was in the Big 12 this year, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants tonight, guys, because there's so much, and we don't have a what's the word I'm looking for? A script that we go to.
We just have some bullet points, and we just try to hit on.
Yeah, we try to hit on them, but Caleb and I were talking about this earlier today, and it's something I want to hit. All the Sooner fans got upset about the transfers, guys hitting the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I
think it was mostly defense, right?
That's why. It was mostly defense, but I mean,
no one played.
That's.
I mean, everyone. If you listen to everyone who follows that stuff, it was all pretty much expected. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about really is just our linebackers. As long as we stay healthy, we're okay. But if anyone gets hurt in the linebacker crew, that's linebacker and secondary is very thin. But we have to stay healthy there.
Yeah. Well, let's see who transferred out of Oklahoma. Crawford. I'm Jacqueline Crawford. He hasn't landed anywhere.
Which means he could. I mean, he was Xander Porter. I mean, they're gone either.
Yeah, like, 5'9", 161-pound, four-star wide receiver. So
he was a receiver that went back to didn't he play defensive back last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He was transferring out. Let's see. Michael Thompson, 4-star defensive lineman out of St. Louis. They were moving him to the offensive line.
Yeah.
My understanding, he really wasn't catching the scheme, but he hasn't landed anywhere. So, Mark Jackson, defensive end, 4-star, 6'1", 233 pounds, hasn't landed anywhere. Levi Draper, that was the big one everybody was, I guess, upset about. 4-star, 6'2", 222-pound inside linebacker is now at Arkansas. Jonathan Perkins, 3-star outside linebacker, 6 foot, 214 pounds, has not landed anywhere. Jordan Parker, cornerback, hasn't landed anywhere. Ryan Jones, 4-star safety, hasn't landed anywhere. Ty Dearman, 6 foot, 190-pound safety, is now at Southern Methodist. Starlin Baldwin, 5'10", 172-pound corner, has not landed anywhere. And they didn't even have any stars by him, nor Miguel Edwards, cornerback, 6 foot, 164-pound. I mean, the only people that jump out that I guess I know, I'm sorry, Troy James, defensive tackle, 3-star. I can't tell what school that is. It's a small school. Prairie View A&M. Mark Jackson and Michael Thompson and Levi Draper. I mean, Perkins, but I mean, everybody just, was losing their mind. And, I get it. I mean, our guys are transferring. What are we going to do? guys weren't playing on the defense that was better, but
it's just all thing.
Apparently, they weren't that much better. Look at what LSU did to us.
I mean, LSU is an all-time great offense. I mean, they did that pretty much to Clemson too, and Clemson has pros over the field. I mean, I don't know. If you listen, I listen to Lincoln talk. He said everyone that transferred, they all expected to transfer. So I mean, it's just like it's something they're prepared for. I mean, it's just people who got a brand new coach, a new system, and they didn't fit his system, and they pretty much. They just knew what time wasn't prepared for them. So,
I don't have an issue with transferring. I mean, I think it's a good thing that the players have that option because coaches have the option.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, like I said, everyone that left pretty much like it was expected.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any surprise. The only thing that hurts is just our depth. Like I said, our linebacker depth is a problem. Our secondary depth is a problem. I'm not too worried about our D line right now because with those two scholarship, the two junior college guys coming in.
Yeah. But we did get a 4-star receiver out of UCLA, Theo Howard.
Mm-hmm. So our receiver group gets deeper and deeper.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We also Michael Jones, I forgot, was another receiver that transferred. He is at Tulane. Obialo transferred from Marshall to Oklahoma. He was a 3-star wide receiver, and Cason Grant, a wide receiver, comes from Mississippi State to Oklahoma.
Nice.
So we got a few. We didn't get a Jalen Hurts transfer in this year.
That's because we have the next great quarterback.
Oh, we do? Tanner Mordecai. You're already calling it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. This is dumb.
Why is that dumb?
It's just, I mean, come on.
Quarterbacks 2020. Tanner Mordecai, Spencer Rattler, Chandler Morris. That's the depth chart.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to know until the week before. That's when the transfer portal thing closes. Because Lincoln, to be honest, we can't afford to lose either one of those other guys.
Well, we're not going to lose Chandler. Chandler's the new quarterback.
I mean, pretty much if they name it now, like there's a good chance that the other one transfers. That's what Lincoln does. Lincoln waits.
But Mordecai came out and said he wasn't going to transfer.
He says that, and then all of a sudden loses his job. I mean, yeah. I mean,
well,
Lincoln. That's Lincoln.
I'll say it. I'm not nothing. Nothing against Tanner or anything else. I've talked to a few fans out there after, during the break is, the backup quarterback at Oklahoma is better. It's a better position than being the starting quarterback at Texas El Paso.
Yeah. I mean, okay. It's going to be Spencer. Like, I don't care what people could say. If it's like Lincoln's going to come out and say, oh, it's quarterback battle. It's close. It's real close. He did it the last 3 years. That's not close. Like, we had 2 Heisman winners. We had a Heisman runner-up. It wasn't that close. Yeah. And like one of them transferred to West Virginia. We saw how close he was to Kyler. It wasn't anything. He's going to say it because it's smart to do. You can't afford to lose him. And so, but it's going to be Spencer. Like, I mean, there's a reason why he brought Spencer in for that game, against LSU. He says there wasn't a reason. There was a reason why he did that.
Yeah.
He put him out there with the young guns, and so Spencer's the reason why we have all these recruits here. He was our leader that recruiting class last year. Like, he is our guy. And so, like, I mean, like, this offense is made for him. So, like, Lincoln, I get what you're doing. Like, just don't believe it this summer whenever Lincoln comes out and says it's a battle. Like, if Mordecai wins, no disrespect to Mordecai, that's a bad sign that we have number one quarterback in the country. And
or maybe it's a good sign that Lincoln's that good of a coach and can bring a guy along to.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing has been Rattler. I mean, like, the people want to argue like Rattlers, try to get Rattlers in a stadium for him next year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just like he's been our future. Like, he's been our guy who hyped for our future for the last 2 years. Like, everyone's been pumped for the guy. I mean, you got people arguing that watched practice that he was the best quarterback out there this year. It's just, I think Jalen was perfect for this team because I'm not sure if Rattler could last a whole year behind the offensive line and everything. There's a perfect bridge for this year. Like, I think if you talk to anyone who knows, either this year or next year is our best chance to win a title, and it's because we have all those. That's why our recruits and everything will be primed to do everything, and Rattler is very key to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm with you though. I mean, I think it'll be Rattler's job, but they're not going to come out and say. I think the schedule, and we'll get more into the schedule later on in some later podcasts. That the people were wondering why we scheduled like we did this year with our opening game.
No way.
My daughter just walked in.
I'm busy.
But it sets up for him. Who is it? Missouri State or Southwest Missouri State or whoever we're playing the first game. He's going to get a little bit of scrimmage under his belt before we jump into the meat of the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think he needs.
Yeah.
I mean, he has played in front of 90,000 fans, but not as the
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he took it this year. Everyone thought he took this year in stride. He's learned a lot, and everyone watched that QB1, he knew he was a cocky guy. And you still watch him do videos now.
Yeah.
He's still very confident and still very cocky. So I mean,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's one of the players that if he's on your team, you love him.
Yeah.
He's one of those players. If he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team, you're not going to be the biggest fan of him.
Which is why, everybody hates Baker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I didn't put out. Baker. Let's jump into that a little bit. Am I right that it was the worst thing in the world for Baker to go to the Cleveland Browns? Are people ready to say Terry was right about this?
No, we went to the Jets, it's been the same thing. Any teams up there, that's what's probably going to pay no more quarterback. You go to bad organizations.
Well, but I mean, there's bad, and then there's
the Jets are almost as bad. The Jets haven't had the franchise quarterback pretty much just like the Browns haven't.
But
their best quarterback is like Mark Sanchez.
He's had 3 head coaches in 2 years.
Yeah, the Jets should have 3 head coaches in 2 years too. I mean, those teams in the bottom of the NFL, there's a reason why they're down there all the time. That's a part.
Just the Browns have an aura around them of crap, and I said it after we went down to the draft. There were so many Browns fans that I talked to that were like, "Yeah, man, we're glad to have him, but as long as our management and ownership don't screw it up, well, they've been screwing it up ever since." And he's been the sacrificial lamb so far. But
that's what happens when you talk as much as he does and act like he does, that's what happens. I mean, it's just it comes with it.
Yeah.
If you win, people don't care about it as much. But if you lose, it comes in waves. So I mean, you got to, as much as he talks, you have to win.
Yeah,
there's no problem talking like he talks, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's why people love him. But you gotta win. If you don't win, it'll be this year. Everyone going after him.
Yeah. Speaking of Oklahoma quarterbacks, congratulations to Blake Bell.
First ever OU quarterback to win a
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. My grandma probably loves that.
Yeah.
She was the biggest Blake Bell fan in the world.
The innovator of the Belldozer gets him a Super Bowl ring. Kansas City wins the Super Bowl.
Also, Kyler was the Rookie of the Year, which well deserved.
Yeah.
That helps my claim that I've been saying for 2 years. I think Kyler is better than Baker, but that's just me. I mean, I said that when Kyler won his Heisman. I think he's better than Baker. I think he just does more.
Yeah. So all of y'all out there, that's at Dr. Long.
Baker Mayfield. You can't argue.
What's your Twitter handle?
It's at Dr. Long 24, I think, or 101.
Yeah.
You can try. I mean, like Kyler, he did everything, but he does everything better. Like he's just better.
Yeah, I think that may be what we name this podcast.
And then
Kyler's better than Baker, and see what happens.
Then I guess the Mahomes stuff too. I mean, Mahomes first ever Big 12 quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Mahomes is good, man.
Yeah, he's the best quarterback in the game. He's only 24, so he's only gonna get better and better.
And they came from behind
every game.
Yeah, every game. By the way, JY, congratulations to your Chiefs. He texted me when they were down 24-0 or whatever. Yeah, he was about ready to.
Yeah. I went to the gym. They're down 24 points. By the time I was done running, I run every time I go there. But when I was done running, they're already up. I was like, "What the?" It was crazy. I remember I was
against Houston, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Houston, and then it was that. I mean, that's what team's so scary because Mahomes didn't play great in the Super Bowl. He played one good quarter. But that's all you need with him. You just need one good quarter, and he's so good that one good quarter is 21 point turnaround. They went down 10 in the fourth quarter. I think 6 minutes left to winning by 11. Like, that's how good that guy is. Like that's just dumb.
Yeah, congrats to the Chiefs. 50 years, man. 50 years.
It's only the second one. They have most of their talent signed up, and they're going to probably pay Mahomes this year, and it's going to they can legit be great for a while.
They could be the next Patriots.
I mean, I won't ever say the ex-Patriots are. I mean, Not sure how long Andy Reid's going to stay there, and the Patriots just won a lifetime franchise.
Speaking of that, Aaron Hernandez.
I didn't watch all of it. I only watched the first one. I fell asleep in the second one.
Man, that dude was messed up.
That's what I heard. I wouldn't watch all of it. I watched the first one. I heard they got more and more into stuff on the second and third one. There's only 3 of them, right?
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
I didn't watch it all.
I mean, number 1, he was the dumbest criminal in the history of criminals.
That's what I heard.
If you haven't watched it, you got to watch. And when you see the stuff that they had on this guy for the first killing, and then they just kind of backed into the second one, which he got away with the second one. I don't think he was convicted of the second one. But I
heard people actually kind of felt bad for the guy. I guess what the one was bad is when Kraft came in and didn't look at him, and that's kind of the only guy that he kind of looked up to, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird dude, man. He was messed up a lot. And then at the end of it, they talked about the CTE, that apparently, they did an autopsy and he had the worst case of CTE in a person of his age that they'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what that means.
People his age also, what that mean? I don't know. It's just, you kind of had that expected coming. So, I mean,
yeah.
I didn't watch it all. I only watched the first one, but from everything I heard, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's, like I said, he wasn't very smart, used the deal that he was, that the guys, he was afraid of them. And there's, he was so paranoid, he set up cameras all over his house. And the day after, there's videos of him hanging out with those guys and they were holding his kids. And it's like, dude, turn off your cameras, man. What else has happened, Caleb? Let's wait to do the new coach. How about the draft? Who all's going into the draft? See, Creed Humphrey's not. Thank the good Lord for that.
He's the only one that really didn't leave. That could have left, really, right?
Yeah, CD's gone.
That's surprising.
Where's he? Where are they talking about him going?
I think Arizona.
Arizona.
I mean, he's it's him or what's his name? Judy going first.
Yeah.
I mean, CD could go anywhere from 3 to 11. I'd be shocked if CD drops out of top 10.
Yeah.
I hope he goes to Arizona.
Kenneth Murray. They're saying he's going to go to the Chiefs, I think.
That first round, I think he's been linked to the Chiefs for a while.
Yeah.
He's just perfect for that team, that speed they have, and he's just perfect. Which, I mean, that'd be huge. You get first round defensive player the first time since Tommy Harris.
Yeah.
Not Tommy Harris, Gerald McCoy.
Yeah.
It's the first defensive player we had since Gerald McCoy. The Gallimore makes sense. They had Gallimore like a 5th round pick or something, which that makes 0 sense to me, especially after the Senior Bowl. He was showing out the whole time.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts. The predictions are him to the Steelers. We need another backup quarterback.
I can see him go to the Saints because they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose that one guy. So I can see him going. I think him and Saints would be perfect.
I don't have an issue. They're saying he's going to be a 3rd round pick, somewhere in the 3rd round. I mean, the Steelers have done terrible trying to replace Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one more year left. He's the last one left, pretty much. Him and Rivers.
I mean,
Rivers is almost done too.
These guys, they're staying in the league too long.
I mean, it's because of Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, Brady's 42 or something like that, and still the best.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the best anymore, but he's still there. I mean, it's so hard to bet against him.
And then Parnell Motley didn't get a combine invite. That kind of shocked everybody.
That made no sense at all. He was one of the best corners in the Big 12. He did a lot this year to improve himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird that he didn't. I'm just glad that Creed didn't leave. Good Lord, if we'd have lost him,
it would have been bad.
Yeah. But people coming in, that's the other thing. We finished off our class, number 9 recruiting class in the country. Joshua Eaton, 6'2", 180 pound, 4-star cornerback.
He's got two signings, right, since the last time. Yeah, it's him and apparently
Reggie
Grimes. I guess he signed before the last one. He just didn't want to announce till this one.
Yeah.
Apparently he signed in December.
But Eaton's a 4-star cornerback, the number 44 prospect in the state of Texas, and the number 25 cornerback in the country by ESPN. He was recruited by Georgia, LSU, and Texas. Reggie Grimes, 6'4", 240-pound consensus 4-star prospect. He's Oklahoma's highest ranking signee. He's the number 3 outside linebacker in the country and the nation's number 7 weak side defensive end. Chose Oklahoma over Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and others. So, shored up, with defense. I know we went through, and we'll do a podcast looking more at the recruiting class and, kind of seeing where we fit everybody in. We're just trying to grab all the topics we can just to kind of catch up. And I know we're going to miss stuff, but we did get, Chandler Morris. We did get our 3-star quarterback. He had decommitted from Arkansas because his dad was fired. And Lincoln Riley says that's the guy we wanted all along.
Yeah.
So, and we pulled a lot of Sooner fans off the cliff when Brock Vandergriff decommitted to Oklahoma for family reasons. He ended up at Georgia, staying at home.
Well, people were freaking out because he came out that week and said only he transfers if Lincoln leaves.
Yeah.
So, man,
that's a hard thing for a kid to, people not need to be so,
That's fine. Yeah. Like I said, I think most people are figuring out because they're worried about Lincoln. That's the reason why. I think now we might have a better quarterback now. So that Caleb kid.
Yeah.
Apparently most recruiting things they say he's better than Brock. So
yeah. Well, the thing with kids like that, again, making that type of decision, even though he's got a solid family, he spent the holidays and it set on him that, he goes hunting and fishing, I guess, with his grandpa, and he wasn't going to be able to do that being at Oklahoma. He'd still be able to do it if he stayed at home. So, I get it, it's a lot for a kid to go halfway across the country to go to college and be away from your family, like that.
Happens all the time. So, it's no big deal. It sucks that we lost him. I said, but we get a better player than him. Good.
Yeah.
It's it's one of those things.
And of course, some more big news. New coaching hires at the University of Oklahoma. DeMarco Murray
comes home.
Is back at Oklahoma. I was listening to one of the radio shows. They're talking about his recruiting. There's a big thing too that people keep forgetting about, that Vegas recruiting. There's a lot of good football players in Vegas.
There's a huge school in Vegas. It's like
yeah.
they recruit players go play in Vegas. That's where Snoop Dogg.
That's where he was at.
Yeah, that's they recruit people who play there. I think we got here first day. He went out to Texas with that 5-star guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that if you listen to what someone said, is it someone from Arizona? Whatever, the Arizona coach, he said that they didn't want to lose him. In 1 year they already saw how good he was, how he connect with players. He's also he's someone that can go in the living room and tell you, you can go to the league. Yeah. I'm proof of it.
Yeah. Well, and it's a name that this generation of players know because of his high school, of his pro career, especially down in Texas. Everybody down in Texas is going to know who he is because he played for the Cowboys. But he was OU's career leader in all-purpose yards and career touchdowns.
He came out and said finally that if he wasn't hurt, they will beat Florida.
Oh yeah,
he said that. He said, I can say that now because they're no longer playing. But yeah, if I was, which I do believe because we got stuffed at the goal line the whole first half.
Yeah,
tell me we have DeMarco Murray down there. Yeah, we don't score at least once or twice. Yeah. We kept Florida in the game, and so.
But he was the 2014 NFL Offensive Player of the Year. He's the new running back coach. And he comes from Arizona after a year there and also doing a stint on Fox Sports, so which he was good on Fox Sports, I thought. And then Jamar Cain, I hadn't heard of him, which there's a shocker. I haven't heard of a coach.
All I know about him is that apparently he's an amazing recruiter.
I liked him at his press conference.
Yeah. I don't think he won the league, but all you calls. I think I heard he's known as one of the best D-line recruiters in the country. He's an amazing recruiter, which is what we need. So
again, he comes from Arizona State. He'd been out there with Herm Edwards,
which they've been getting legit good guys there, which is crazy. But
he was a defensive line coach there, the Fresno State's defensive line coach 2 years before that. And for 2 years before that, he was North Dakota State's defensive ends coach. So the guy comes from good schools. And I love what he said. He goes, when you look at it, there's only one Oklahoma, and you can't turn that call down. Yeah, I mean, it sounded. I mean, my understanding, they had to coax him, they had to work on him to get him. But
they often, I think they offer him money you can't turn. That's life changing. I heard. Him and Grinch, I guess, have almost crossed paths a few times. This is someone Grinch has been going after, and we're also just getting crazy young coaches. Yeah, which is kind of what we need now. I mean, yeah, it kind of pretty much who are Beanabo and Gundy are only like old guys we have on the staff. Really, like everyone else on the staff's young. It's like crazy young.
But it resembles a lot of starting to resemble Bob's first staff. You know, that was the thing about them, was that they were all young. With the exception of a couple of guys. You know, there was Merv, a couple of guys that they kept around. It's interesting to see what's going to happen defensively. I mean, this defense has got to improve even more next year. And if this addition is gonna help that, what do you think? Do you think he's gonna?
I mean, it's everything in the hype with him is it should. So, I think as long as Grinch stays, we're going to get more and more better. Like how much we got better from 1 year is still unbelievable. Like I thought maybe 70s would be the best, and we were top 20. Like,
yeah, but were we really?
Yeah, we only have one bad game against LSU, who is maybe the best offense of all time. I don't know how that changes anything.
Oh, man, that was.
Ugh. We also didn't have our best players playing either.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that in an upcoming one.
Like our best safety, who pretty much played every snap. We didn't have him playing, and guess what? If you watch that game, that's what they did. They went after him every play. I mean, that's what it was. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, let's see. Coaching staff now is Lincoln is the head coach and quarterbacks coach. Alex Grinch, defensive coordinator and safeties. Shane Beamer, assistant head coach for offense, tight ends, and H-backs. Beedenbow, co-offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. Kel Gundy, co-offensive coordinator, inside receivers. Dennis Simmons, associate head coach, outside receivers. Calvin Thibodeau, defensive line. Roy Manning, corners. Brian Odom, inside linebackers. DeMarco Murray, running backs.
What's Kel do now?
Who?
Kel Gundy.
He's the co-offensive coordinator, inside receivers. Yeah. Jamar Kane he's the outside linebackers and defensive ends. And Benny Wiley is the director of sports performance. He's the strength coach. So
I thought it was funny as soon as the job came open, DeMarco texted Kel eyeball emojis instantly. So I mean,
yeah. When they talked about when they said that they were looking for a running backs coach, he sent Lincoln or DeMarco put out some eyeballs. So I think that said he was interested in it. What do you think?
Oh yeah,
it was. I think it's it's a good thing for Oklahoma. I think he's going to do well. And I think it's going to be a help. Not that our offense needs a lot of help. So are you recording this NBA thing?
No, I kind of wish I did because it's like the whole thing's been about Kobe.
Yeah, I know. So, that's what I was.
I probably hit record now, but I would do it though. I'm just going to try it.
I can't believe you're not recording it.
I wasn't thinking to record it. Well, I mean, I think next year is going to be interesting because we actually have, I guess, two teams, I guess. I mean, everyone else has to Texas. I don't care about them. But, OSU probably have maybe the best offseason they had in a long time. Like, I think they got coaches they want to get. They kept all the players they wanted to keep.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... It's gonna be interesting next year.
Yeah, it ought to be. It ought to be pretty interesting. What else do we got, Caleb? Let's finish this one off with a little bit of XFL notes.
Yeah. Bob Stoops got his first win today.
Yep,
and
his first touchdown.
and Landry Jones. Apparently, Landry Jones after a game was chugging Bud Light seltzers while Bob Stoops' speech. He was just chugging them. I think he had like 2 cans. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's your new drink, isn't it?
That's something I was drinking them too. Like they aren't bad.
Bud Light
The lime
seltzer.
one's okay. The lime one's my favorite one. The other ones are pretty good. But
Yeah, not only did they win their first game, he gets his first win, they also scored their first touchdown. They went touchdownless, 3 field goals.
I guess this guy named Jim Renegades, like he's a count for him. He went after Big Cat because Big Cat's talking about college basketball. He's like, hey, you might be watching XFL. And he tweeted back at him because his name is Jim Renegade 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
And how you going to call yourself Jim Renegade and not have the real record on there? He tweeted back because I only count the games like the Goat Landry plays in. And then 1-0 with the Goat Landry. Big Cat's like, this idiot counts, maybe become a fan of the Renegades.
But he lost his first game 15-9 to the St. Louis Battlehawks.
But
No
Landry, though.
TDs.
The Goat wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. They won. They beat the LA Wildcats 25-18.
Who fired their coach, their defense coordinator, after the first week.
And here's one thing that I do know. I now understand why Mike Leach is like he is.
What do you mean?
Hal Mummy is the Renegades offensive coordinator.
Oh. You listen to him talk and everything?
That was Mike Leach's mentor. The dude is just like Mike Leach, just as odd as can be.
Does Bob like coach anything on there?
I don't know. He's the head coach. I mean, have you watched any of the XFL?
I don't like listen to it. I just have it on like its background.
Yeah, I watched today's game. I'm not trying to say this as meaning bad. He doesn't look like Bob on the sidelines of Oklahoma. It doesn't look like it's that important to him. You know what I mean?
The speech afterwards made it look like that. So I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just matured.
They don't show much either, too, which is weird. You would think they would want to show Bob Stoops a lot more than they do. They don't show him that much though.
But it just, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm not dogging Bob. You know, he's just different in it. So,
just weird.
Yeah,
weird. The whole thing's weird. But I mean, it's fun. That's all they care about. Their whole goal is for it to be fun, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah. Again, them just like the AAF. I really wish they would take these games out of these massive stadiums.
Well, they were supposed to for a couple. I mean, most of them are in small stadiums. Like the one today in LA is a small stadium. Like most of them are in small stadiums. It's just
Seattle plays. In the Seattle,
I'm surprised they don't play in the. Well, I mean, even the soccer team plays there though, so they sell that out.
And there's 30,000 people there. That's a good crowd. I mean, hey, that's a great crowd.
I know
for
that the New York
league.
one they play in MetLife, but that's because they couldn't get agreement. Like agreement fell through last second.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but when you're playing in Seattle Stadium and they were talking about how loud it was with just 30,000 people there.
It's just built that way. That's probably why they're playing there, because it's just built. No matter what, it's gonna be loud there.
But it looks empty. I mean,
I still think they should have teams playing in the smaller, like here in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
places that don't have NFL teams.
I mean, come into Oklahoma, go down by Brick.
Should start out there. I mean, I get why they're doing what they're doing now because the bigger markets get more money, but they don't care about attendance. I know the whole thing they care about is TVs, because like McMahon, I think I read something. He's already estimated he's going to lose like $300 million. He's already for the next 3 years. He's gonna lose that. But how he gets it back is from TV contracts.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about right now is TV contracts.
Well,
as long as the ratings are good, that's all he cares about.
My deal is it wouldn't hurt your ratings if you were in Oklahoma City. People are still going to watch the game.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they looked at us. There was a time they looked at us. It just didn't happen.
But the thing is if you would go into these smaller market cities. Okay, like Oklahoma is, but Oklahoma is like one of the most richest franchises the Thunder is right now, or worth more money than a lot of the franchises. But anyway, go in and build a 30,000 seat football stadium down by the river, close to Bricktown, something like that, and make it a multi-purpose. They're fixing to do that with the Sound or the Storm or whatever, the soccer team.
Yeah, well, because I don't think they have the energy. I don't think they have the stadiums. They're making it still.
Yeah.
They're still playing Bishop McGinnis.
But my thing is put a decent stadium in Easttown, the product would look better. Okay, when you put a good product, which the AAF was a good product, the XFL is a good product. I like watching it. It looks empty. It looks like nobody's interested. You know, if you would put a smaller stadium in there and go, oh, hey, you know, this is a sold out crowd. Oklahoma State has the 30,000 seat stadium. I'm talking, you know, that size of a stadium, you know, and you're not going to tell me if Bob Stoops is coaching the Oklahoma City Renegades, that there wouldn't be 30,000 fans out there watching that game.
Yeah.
So, and it would look better. But I like some of the XFL rules. The kickoff. Have you seen the kickoff?
Yeah, kickoff's cool. I like the points after. I think that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, you can go for 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
But the kickoff, I like, you know, the kicker's like way back behind everybody.
Yeah.
And
if you kick it in the end zone, it's like they get the ball 35.
45,
yeah. And then if you kick it out of bounds, they get their own 45.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they'll make you return.
And if you don't, there was a deal today, I didn't know this. The guy, like, pooched it and didn't kick it to the 30, and that's what happened. They moved it to the 45. Yeah. So, and it was, I mean, when they do kick off, the kickoffs are tough because you would think that it would make it worse, but it helps the returning team better.
All they want to do is make it fun, and so far I think they've succeeded so far in that.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see when the NBA playoffs start, Masters come on, and March Madness happens.
Well, they're only playing 10 games, so
that so hits the NBA playoffs, Masters, and March Madness.
Yeah.
Like if they're smart, they won't play on the weekends of March Madness. They will play on Mondays or something like that. Because they're going to get destroyed in ratings when March Madness happens. And the Masters, too.
Well, I think that's another thing they need to do is, you know, don't kick off the weekend after the Super Bowl. Kick off in April.
Well, it's a good time to do it then. It's because, like I said, it's just March Madness and the Masters, but it ends, right? I think the last weekend's the NFL draft weekend. So, I mean, this is a lower time because I don't think the NBA playoffs start yet. It's just March Madness is a monster. Like, that's something that you don't want to go up against.
Yeah.
And then, so...
Yeah, well. Anyway, congratulations to Bob Stoops and his Dallas Renegades for their first win. Caleb, what else is going on, man?
I don't know, really.
Anything exciting out there? Movies?
Dad's birthday this week.
Yep, that's true. We will be going to see the Iron Maidens, the all-female tribute band to the greatest heavy metal band of all time, Iron Maiden. So I'm looking forward to that. They're going to be at the Diamond Ballroom. So if you guys want to come out and hang out with us, Diamond Ballroom on this Saturday, February 22nd, which is also what, Caleb?
That's your birthday. National Tequila Day.
National Margarita Day.
Whatever.
So we will be having a margarita beforehand.
It's. I also got to say, I don't know. Like Giannis might be the best player in the world, but he's the worst picker of teams of all time.
Who?
Giannis.
Giannis, who are we talking about?
Antetokounmpo on basketball. Like he might be the best player in the world, but he doesn't know how to pick a team. Like LeBron's starting five is LeBron, AD, Luka, Kawhi, and James Harden.
Is that what they're doing right now? Is picking the teams?
Well, they already picked the teams already. Like it's just those are like that. No, there's no way in heck that those should all be on the same team because they went out there together. They picked like a couple weeks ago, and somehow LeBron got pretty much the best starting five of all time. Like that starting five is stupid. But
another thing, the Astros. We're gonna have to talk about that.
That's fine. We won't probably Rob here more with that. Rob's
Rob's
baseball
more,
fan.
Man, that is crazy.
And then they just keep getting worse and worse. The Manfred today made it even worse. He's like saying that the trophy doesn't mean anything. That's why they don't take away from him. There's something wrong. Punish teams for throwing at them.
Yeah.
Instead of punishing the team. Like, how about this? Like Man City, a football team across the sea, or football team across the sea, they got suspended 2 years of from Championship League for money, and like everyone's like, oh, that's a punishment right there. I wonder what team actually cheats inside a game will get punished. Like that, everyone's like saying this is how you punish someone in MLB. I don't get why the players got away scot free. Like makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, and how
now the players are they're making up different stories. I know we probably got some Masters fans who probably get mad, but I mean it's just like their stories that they're saying they just get worse and they just contradict themselves. Yeah,
and everybody knows it was done. I mean,
now they're saying it's only done 1 year when there's evidence showing it's more than 1 year. It's just like, and then if they're saying, and then like one guy came out yesterday saying, well, you need to know the facts. All right, how about you tell us the facts then? Like if you're not saying the right things, how about you say what's really going on? Like it's I think I don't think the Dodgers or anyone else should get rewarded, but I don't think they should have that title.
Yeah, it should be straight. But the one thing was, didn't the owner say that there was nothing?
Yeah, he said they didn't affect the game, and
then 5
minutes later he said, "I never said that." Like it's just, and then they've been campaigning, which means that they should be like, don't go after our players. And then Manfred came out today saying, like, if you hit the Astros players on purpose, you're gonna get punished. So you're gonna punish more people for going after them than with Astros for cheating.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
It gets worse and worse every day. Like every time baseball opens his mouth, anyone with Astros, it gets worse.
Yeah.
They just need to like accept it, say they messed up, and then it won't be nearly as bad.
Yeah. Well, a lot of different subjects. We're going to spend more time on them. We just kind of got got our feet wet today, and with Rob being gone, we'll get more stuff in. But I do want to tell everybody that, make sure, again, thank you for subscribing. We got some great things coming up. We're going to still have the fan favorite, Sooner Not a Sooner, for our guests, the Sooner Bucket of Questions. We also are going to have a new segment called Sports We Don't Watch. And we're going to talk about the sports that we don't watch and why we don't watch them and why you shouldn't watch them. And we just got a lot of good stuff that we're planning on doing and we're hoping to doing. So again, thank you, everybody. This is, we're going on to year 3. Yeah, year 3. It's our second anniversary. 1, 2. Yeah, second anniversary, starting our year 3. Thanks a lot for supporting us, helping us grow the way that we have. It was pretty shocking how fast we've kind of kicked off and gone. We're hoping for it, but just thought we'd have some followers and we'd sit around and do this a little bit, but it's kind of turned into something pretty big, and we appreciate it. We wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. Oh, the spring game. We'll talk about the spring game is coming up in April, Caleb.
I forgot what day it was. And then there's a very good chance it could be a night game too, apparently. So they'll have more announcements here pretty soon, right?
Yeah, they're going to announce the
performance.
And we will, just so everybody knows, I meant to say something about that at the beginning of the podcast. We will be having something. Oh my gosh, we will be having something soon. Announcement of our spring game fan fling. Not sure where we're doing it. And I said, oh gosh, because they have some new baseball jerseys for sale. Oh, I'm a baseball jersey fan. But we are going to have something for the fans. Not sure where at. We may do it at Louis again. We may do something different. But keep an eye out for that. But that's a podcast for today, guys. Again, thanks a lot for listening. Make sure and subscribe. Boomer, Caleb.
Boomer.
Hey, hold on. Ho. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus.